WrestleZone presents Lost in the Midcard. Here are your hosts, Jeremy Bennett and Matt Black. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where I have one question for you. What do you want to talk about? It's Lost in the Midcard. Welcome. We are in our first show of February, so we're well on the road to WrestleMania. I believe the PLE that happened last night, I believe, said 60 days to Mania, I think. So I think it puts us at 59 or somewhere around there. We're getting close. Lots of stuff to talk about on things that happened literally just over the last weekend, Friday into Sunday. So we're gonna get right into it. If you have not done so already, make sure you subscribe to WrestleZone. One word, WrestleZone, and hit that subscribe button. And then hit the bell icon. That way you get notified every time we go live. We go live every Monday with Lost in the Midcard, 7:10 Eastern, 6:10 Central. Make sure you comment, share with your friends. That way we can get this baby growing even bigger than it already has. I'd like to thank everybody already in the chat here tonight. Ozzy, Taylor, Antoine, Daryl. Oh, Doe. Look who's back. Our a former co-host of the show, Daryl Bullock. And, of course, Steven Elimination Chambers is in here. Thank you guys for joining us in the chat. If you're listening to us on the podcast, I looked. Are we on any podcasts? Because I didn't see we were on Spotify. So
I don't know. That's on your end, isn't it?
No. That's on
freaking no, dude.
That's on WrestleZone's end. So yeah, I don't think we are on Spotify anymore. Though we were when we were with Believe, but yeah, that has to be separately added. So that'll be something we'll talk about down in the future. So I don't think we're on any podcasts right now. But you can watch this video on demand at any time if you cannot join us live. Lots of stuff happened. We're going to talk about AEW. We're going to obviously preview Raw, which comes up at the top of the hour. We're going to talk NXT Vengeance Day, the PLE that occurred last night. But of course, the big story that has got the entire world buzzing and the IWC acting stupid was what happened at the end of SmackDown. A very, very momentous, very monumental SmackDown. I mean, we had the debut of Tiffany Stratton. We have Braun Breaker teasing a signing with SmackDown. Then teasing he's going to be at Raw tonight. Naomi officially signed to SmackDown. A tremendous segment with Bayley in Damage Control of basically what we saw coming, but still it was very well done. Props to Tyson Kidd, who was the producer of that segment. But what got everybody talking was the end of the show with Cody Rhodes coming out to go face to face with Roman Reigns. And Cody mentioned that he had talked to many people in regards to what should he do after Seth Rollins. Let's say Seth Rollins did make a great pitch on Monday Night Raw for Cody to choose him. And Cody said that he had spoken with many people, including this guy right here. And The Rock comes out. And Cody's saying that he's not going to finish his story at WrestleMania. And The Rock comes down to the ring to a big pop at the time, but we all know later on, especially at the NXT show, anytime The Rock was shown, they were showered with booze. Big pop, no words spoken. Reigns and Rock just staring each other in the face to end the show. Now, I'm going to say my part of it, and Matt can say his part of it. I 110% completely think this is a work. All along, it's been a work. The timing couldn't be even more right to try to get any sort of heat off of the Vince McMahon story. So that, you know, let's get the fans riled up like they did at WrestleMania 30. Obviously, 30 that was not planned with Daniel Bryan, but I think this is planned all along. I think it's a swerve. I think Cody is swerving Roman. He gave a little smirk as he was walking into Gorilla before they showed Rock and Roman. So in my opinion, I think this is a work to get everybody riled up, and guess what? They're going to rile them up again because tonight Cody Rhodes faces Shinsuke Nakamura in a feud that was already dead. So let's rile up the fans some more, saying they're putting more dirt on Cody Rhodes. I think this is a work all along. Now, I don't know what the end game is going to be if Rock's guest referee and then Rock and Roman face at SummerSlam, but I 110% think this is a work. And this is to get the crowd riled up and forget about all the other stuff that's happened. And you know, when we circle back in 2 months, I'll take a victory lap if I'm correct. But that's what my full belief is right now.
The only lap you'll be taking is a gigantic stumble, my friend. You ain't having any victory lap over this. This shit ain't a work. This is Rock already abusing his power within TKO and WWE. This is him strong arming his way into the main event of WrestleMania, which is a lock to occur now, according to Mike Johnson of PW Insider this afternoon. The Rock is working WrestleMania. He will be wrestling. Bottom line. It's like, for barring an unforeseen injury or something along those lines, Rock is wrestling at WrestleMania. Period. The only question now is, what are they going to do about the Cody situation? Because the woe movement is in full effect. Hashtag We Want Cody trending all weekend on social media. People are pissed off, and rightfully so. Because if The Rock wanted this match that damn bad, he could have put on his damn boots, he could have put on his damn trunks, and he could have walked his ass out to the ring as number 30 in the Royal Rumble, and he could have won the damn thing that way.
Oh,
to allow Cody Rhodes to win the Rumble and then come in and pull this shit, fucking disgusting. It's disgusting. And honestly, to me, The Rock is quickly evaporating all the goodwill that he had by returning to the company to begin with. He's absolutely has his head in the sand and is oblivious to the current product and what's been occurring over the last 2 years, or he wouldn't have booked himself into this situation, because he is now Batista. He Batista'd himself. And I don't think he's going to like what he finds from the WWE Universe over the next 2 months. There might be some places that cheer him, but more often than not, he's going to be met with a lot of negative reactions. And there ain't a damn thing they can do about it. Well, there is one thing they can do about it. And this is what I would do. Seth Rollins is no longer able to work the Elimination Chamber. CM Punk is no longer able to work the Elimination Chamber. It has happened in the past. When John Cena won the Royal Rumble, he cashed in his WrestleMania title shot early and cashed it in at the pay-per-view before WrestleMania. I would have Cody Rhodes cash in his pay-per-view, his WrestleMania main event at Elimination Chamber against Roman Reigns. I would have Cody defeat Roman Reigns and win the Universal Championship in Australia, and then The Rock and Roman can go do their shit at WrestleMania without the title attached to it. Cody finishes his story. Cody can have a different opponent at WrestleMania. Rollins can face whoever. I mean, if they want to, they could do Rollins. They could do Rollins and and Rhodes and unify the titles if they want. Like,
why?
I don't. Dude, they just killed that fucking title, dude. Did you hear what Roman said about it on SmackDown? Seth's title is about as meaningless as a wet paper bag at this point. So you might as well merge the freaking titles if you can and just get rid of it.
Rollins made a better
title means nothing now. They literally destroyed it on Friday night.
Rollins made a better argument on Monday than Roman made on Friday.
Rollins and Reigns nuked it on Friday. He ruined everything Seth said on Monday. He absolutely eviscerated Rollins. He nailed Rollins with the fact that the crowd didn't respond to him. He buried the championship. He laid out all the facts. That title's meaningless now. For Cody to challenge for a title that he's made it very clear over the last year that he has no interest in challenging for, because that's not the title that his dad didn't win, it's a joke. The whole situation's a joke.
It's not going to be Cody and Rollins. So
yeah, unfortunately, it will be Cody and Rollins, and it will be Rock and Reigns, and they ain't going to listen to anybody because they're a bunch of fucking dipshits.
I don't think Rollins is going to be champion by the time we get to WrestleMania anyways.
Rollins will 100% be champion because he's not going to work another match until WrestleMania. They ain't letting that man in the ring before WrestleMania after all the other injuries they're dealing with right now.
He better not show up on TV.
They can't bring in Brock. They don't have Punk. They sure as heck are not going to risk putting Seth Rollins in that ring to do anything physical between now and WrestleMania. They're not that stupid.
Oh, they could. If Seth is in the ring, Damian Priest can cash in at any time.
Oh, yeah, so Damian Priest versus Cody Rhodes? That's an even worse match.
Now, Cody has the choice. You know, he could still get into that WrestleMania match.
The only way that happens now is if they make it a 3-way.
Yeah. Again,
they've already locked Rock in. Rock is facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, no matter what. As long as Rock doesn't get injured training for this match between now and WrestleMania, he's working the match. Dude, I'm telling you, Mike Johnson reported it 100% locked. It's locked in. They're not changing this situation. Part of Rock coming onto the TKO board was an agreement that he was working this match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. This seemingly was done behind Triple H's back. This seems like a Rock, Nick Khan, area manual play that they sprung on Triple H and he didn't know about it. That's what it seems like to me. Like, so they're already doing a power play. Rock bringing back Brian Gertz into the creative team, you know, is another huge blow to Triple H's regime. And if Vince's lawsuit goes to discovery and Triple H is exposed as knowing anything in that lawsuit that Vince did, he's probably out the door anyway. Yeah. It seems like they're already planning for WWE without Triple H. Like, the whole situation is messed up right now. It's beyond messed up. And if we don't get, if Cody and Roman don't clash at Elimination Chamber and we don't get the triple threat at WrestleMania, it's going to be a bumpy road to WrestleMania for WWE. Because they're going to be dealing with some angry crowds that they think have gone away, that they don't believe exist anymore. The Yes movement for WrestleMania 30, those fans have moved on. They moved on to AEW. They don't watch our product anymore. I think they're going to be in for a rude awakening, especially this Thursday at that press conference in Vegas. You inviting the WWE Universe into that thing? I can't wait to see what their reaction is when Rock and Roman face off on Thursday.
From what I heard, those are $2,000 a ticket to get into. So I don't think the general public WWE Universe is going to be getting into
the press conference.
That's what I heard.
You ain't charging people $2,000 to get into a freaking press conference.
That's what I heard today.
I was asked to go yesterday, and unfortunately, I don't have the audio and video equipment available, and the turnaround would have been way too quick for me to be able to go out and make all those purchases to get out to Vegas on Thursday.
Considering it's 2-3 days away, yeah.
Yeah, like I was asked yesterday morning when I woke up, and I'm like, I don't have the audio equipment, I don't have the video equipment. Like, I could go, but I'm going to get interviews, you know, with Rock and Triple H and Cody and all them. And if I can't film any of it, there's no point in me being there.
Yeah. So
lack of equipment, you know, cost me that trip, but you know, it is what it is. But I can't imagine that they're charging fans $2,000 a pop to enter that venue for a freaking press conference. That doesn't make a lick of sense to me.
Yeah, that's what Frantic World is confirming too. I know I heard it today.
If that's the case, they're literally pricing the wrestling fan out of the venue, so there won't be a reaction on Thursday because nobody's paying that type of money to watch a fucking press conference.
Yeah,
these guys are out of their damn minds, man. They are out of their damn minds. This shit's crazy, dude. Like, to me, like, WWE completely turned WrestleMania upside down on Friday night for no reason whatsoever.
The best thing to
And
do at this point,
it's going to be one chaos. The next 2 months are going to be really freaking chaotic.
yeah, the best thing they could do at this point, if you're saying Rock and Reigns is locked
It's
in,
locked. Mike is very confident that this match is locked and it's happening.
then they do what I said from the goddamn get-go, and Roman's working both nights.
Yeah, okay, that's another scenario. You force Roman to work both nights. And the man barely works at all anyway. He can work back-to-back nights.
Cody,
one time a year.
I mean, if we're talking kayfabe here, Cody has the power to still choose Roman. So, that ain't over.
Okay, well, that, unless he comes out on Raw tonight and says he picks Rollins, and that blows everything up. But right now, we have 3 scenarios. 1, he cashes in early and faces Roman in Elimination Chamber. I believe that's a match Australia deserves because they're losing Rollins, they're losing Punk. This is like a freaking 60 to 70,000 seat stadium, and 2 of the biggest stars of the company aren't there, and Roman a month ago wasn't scheduled to be there either. Like, you got to give these fans something. You're charging them all this money to see the stadium show. If you don't give them a big match, and it's just the Elimination Chamber, and I'm sorry, Elimination Chamber is probably the worst type of match to see in a stadium.
Yeah.
Because you can't see shit.
No.
The Elimination Chamber is the type of match that you want to watch at home so you can actually see what's going on. The watching the Elimination Chamber live in an arena is bad enough. Trying to watch that thing in a stadium, disaster.
A lot of people thought Rhea Ripley was going to main event that show, but
I do think Rhea should have a prominent role on that show. But I also think Cody and Roman could save that show and give me a reason to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning to watch it. And if they don't do that, it's either a triple threat or Roman works both nights. Because if they go with Rollins and Rhodes, I don't care. They literally turned WrestleMania 40 into the most predictable pay-per-view in WrestleMania history. Even though, I don't know if you saw the Fightful report over the weekend. Not only has Rock been pushing for this match, he's been pushing to win. Yeah. He's pushing to win the freaking championship. Like, he's out of his damn mind. While I think if they go the way they go, I think it's a foregone conclusion. Roman retains, Cody beats Rollins. And I don't think there's any dispute in that. If Rock wins that title, the backlash you're going to see online comparable to now is going to be catastrophically different. Because the people who are cheering for this Rock and Roman match are Roman Reigns fans who believe that because The Rock is facing Roman, The Rock is guaranteed that Roman's title reign will extend beyond WrestleMania 40. So if The Rock waltzes in there and beats Roman for the Universal title, the Roman Reigns fan base will have a epic meltdown on social media after WrestleMania 40.
Because if you had Rock and Roman at Mania, that means then the whole plan all along was Roman's going to pass Hogan. And that's why we're doing all this song and dance once again. It's because WWE wants Rock to pass Hogan. Now, under Triple H and TKO,
it doesn't make any sense to me. If
I don't think they give two shits.
Hogan had the longest WWE title reign ever, I could understand it. You're really close to September. I can understand them doing that. But he's number 3.
If Vince was still in the company,
you're last. Why is being in 3rd place being a damn thing different than being in 4th?
Modern era. That's what they're talking about.
It doesn't freaking matter. Hey, dude, you can still consider Roman Reigns to be the longest reigning champion of the modern era. Hogan's not the modern era. Yeah. Hogan's the golden era of the 80s. It doesn't make any sense. Like, the logic doesn't make any sense. Mike also reported over the weekend that there are discussions. This is not a lock. This is not something that they're confirmed that they're doing, but there are discussions that the winners of both main events of WrestleMania would fight in a unification match at SummerSlam. That is being discussed. So if that happens, Cody would then beat Roman about a month before Roman passes Hogan.
I don't know why.
What are we even doing here?
I don't know why did they create another title, for one?
Well, they created another title because Roman couldn't get off his ass and come into work and defend his championship. That's why they created another title.
Then they
evaporated all of the goodwill that Roman's title had Friday night on SmackDown after Roman's promo. Romo eviscerated Rollins' championship. It's a paperweight now. It's a paperweight over Seth Rollins' shoulder.
I disagree. I think Rollins' promo was stronger than Reigns' last week.
I think Rollins' promo was good, and I think Roman's promo destroyed it. I think he absolutely destroyed it.
Nah. But, yeah, Daryl, Roman's got a lot of kids. He's tired.
That ain't no damn excuse. You can come to work one day a week. I don't give a damn how many kids you have. The money you're making, you can get your ass on a plane and come to work one day a week. I ain't asking you to work house shows. I ain't asking you to work Raw and SmackDown. But, man, if you're a champion for this long, you come to work once a week and collect your damn paycheck and actually earn it. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
You know, and to be honest with you, I don't care if Cody finishes his story at Mania. I just want him to win the damn WWE title. You know, at this point.
Well, Cody said at Royal Rumble weekend in a lot of media interviews, and specifically the one with Busted Open, that it was very important to him to finish the story at WrestleMania in Philadelphia because of what the city means to him. Like, going into the Rumble, Cody expected this was the match. The man literally got on the turnbuckle and started putting Reigns down.
Yeah. I mean,
and they had the confrontation and the pay-per-view. And then in the media scrum afterwards, Cody was very clear that he was coming for Roman Reigns. And now we're here.
It ain't like
a week later.
It ain't like Mike Johnson's 100% right all the time either. So I honestly think this is a smokescreen to get people riled up. I'm not going to back down on that based on who said what. I still believe what I'm seeing in my own two eyes, and I think it's a smokescreen. And
I think
either
you're
way,
out of your damn mind. But I'd love you to be right. But I think you're out of your damn mind. I think you're trying to cope. I think you're trying to cope over this one of the stupidest decisions WWE.
There's absolutely no reason
in
to
the last
unify
5
those.
Years.
There's absolutely no reason to unify those fucking belts either.
But if Cody's going to be on both shows, I don't have a problem with them unifying the titles.
Man,
and Cody certainly seems like the type of person who will be more than happy to go to Raw and SmackDown every week and represent that company as the WWE champion.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I have to see how it plays out in this current regime with so what are they obviously
we're all there.
Yeah, so what do you are you insinuating that if Triple H somehow knew any of this, obviously he's going to be gone? That's not a question. My question is Gerwitz then basically head of creative for WWE?
That would be my guess.
I mean, he wasn't.
I'm not saying I'm not saying Brian Gerwitz being back is a bad thing.
No,
what I'm saying is I believe The Rock is slowly trying to take over this company with Nick Khan. That's what it feels like to me.
I mean,
like they're slowly but surely trying to take over this company.
We thought that when Nick Khan came on.
And look where we are now.
Yep.
Because there were discussions when Nick Khan first came on. We heard about the stories of him and The Rock growing up together, talking about how one day they would love to run WWE together.
Yep.
Look where we are now.
Exactly.
It's almost a freaking reality. And if all of Vince's cronies are listed, if this lawsuit doesn't get settled and this shit goes to Discovery, and people like Triple H, Bruce Pritchard, Michael Hayes, names like that end up being revealed, I'm not saying any of them are going to be, but I'm saying if the old guard like that, they're all revealed, and Vever's booting them all. They're all gone. Yeah.
Like,
and that means the Rock Nick Khan era of WWE would begin.
Especially, I mean, Michael Hayes and Pritchard were attached to the hip with Vince. And all this shit didn't just happen in the 80s and 90s. This shit happened 4 years ago, or less. And so, okay, so if we're jacking up WrestleMania to make WWE better long-term, we got to just put up with it, unfortunately. But in the end, there is house that needs to be cleaned just based on what happened. And we saw it in detail.
Yeah.
I mean, geez, the New York Times became not safe for work that day because they published that, and that thing's public. I mean, so I mean that you had to put some spoilers on that thing because what was in that report was not good at all. And yes, if anybody had knowledge,
to clarify, it was the Wall Street Journal.
oh, it was the Wall Street Journal. Okay,
yeah. I just want to properly.
If anybody, yeah, I mean,
there.
Anybody with knowledge that did not bring this up to anybody, yeah, clearly has to go. No matter how well liked they are or how great they've done for the company, if they knew about it, they got to go. Now, I've read instances where it is possible that Triple H and some people like in this newer regime could have been completely in the dark on Vince's stuff.
I hope they were. I hope they were. I don't want to see Triple H leave the company.
No.
I think Triple H has done a tremendous job with the creative regime of WWE since fully taking the reins away from Vince and being able to do this thing on his own. I think the WWE product's the best it's been in a long time since the Endeavor merger happened. Because when the Endeavor merger happened, they forced Vince out of the creative position. Triple H had all the power. And it's shown in the weekly product. The product has been more cohesive. Storylines make more sense. The in-ring wrestling product is better. Like, across the board, WWE is doing way better with Triple H in charge than it was with Vince at the helm. But the problem is, if we lose Triple H to this insanity stuff that Vince McMahon did, God knows where we go from there.
And Stephanie was out of the company at the time. So Daryl on the chat here, if Rock pick Roman, Cody pick Seth, what's the purpose of the Elimination Chamber? Well, there's going to be one for the women. That's going to be probably won by Becky Lynch.
Yeah,
then they could have another one for the U.S. title, probably.
WWE announced this afternoon the first Elimination Chamber match, which will determine Rhea Ripley's challenger at WrestleMania 40. I believe that will be won by Becky Lynch. I mean, that just makes the most sense.
I mean, you could have
as far as the other
US
chamber,
title one or an Intercontinental one.
They could do whatever they want.
Tag title. They've done tag titles before.
And who says who says there even needs to be 2 Elimination Chambers?
True.
As long as there's one, then the pay-per-view name is covered. Yeah. So if they just do one Elimination Chamber to crown that for the women, then we're fine. Like, I don't think we'll see a chamber to determine a top contender for a world championship from the men's division on either men's division at Elimination Chamber. It doesn't fit right now. This is probably Rhea's match at Elimination Chamber. It's probably going to be Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax because they know Rhea Ripley is going to get a monstrous babyface reaction in Australia, even more so than she's getting on weekly TV right now in the United States. So Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax, that seems like the play for the chamber for me, and Ripley will obviously come out of that with the championship.
Slow Snail in the chat, or they'll book Nia to win because The Rock wants it that way.
I don't think...
I think they're joking, but...
some people might not be joking, but I don't think The Rock would do that. I think no offense to anybody else. I think The Rock cares a whole lot more about what's going on with him than what's going on with anybody else. And I think he has those blinders on, and I think that's what's caused this entire situation, because I don't think The Rock has consistently watched the WWE product over the last 2 years. Because if he did, he would know coming in to do this was a bad idea. And I don't think he's kept up with the product. I'm sure he loves the company. He loves WWE. That's why he's there. But when you're not caught up on the current product, that hurts the overall creativity of the company, because you're derailing everything that the company has built to just feed your own ego. And that's very disappointing.
Yeah. Mark Cho in the chat, Rock ruins everything. I'm a huge Rock fan, but this just blows.
I'm a huge Rock fan too. I love The Rock. And I support The Rock. I even got the damn freaking Black Adam statue right there. You know, I freaking support The Rock. I like The Rock. But The Rock screwed up. And when somebody screws up, whether I like him or not, I'm going to call him out on it. And he screwed up.
before the whole Rock situation, I don't going back to Steven Chambers' chat, I don't think the one before it, I don't think Cody was going to wrestle at Chamber, to
I
be
think he
honest with
has
you.
to. I think with the
Now I
lack
know
of,
before
I'm
all this,
no, I'm almost positive I remember Cody posts his monthly schedule on social media about everywhere he's going to be. I'm pretty sure Elimination Chamber was listed. So I think he was working that regardless.
Hmm.
They definitely need him right now. That show
Well, yeah,
desperately needs a star like Cody Rhodes. And I'm telling you,
that's why I say the
I
other
would have
Chamber
Cody come
match.
out tonight and be like, you know what, I thought about it. I did say I'm not going to challenge Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I'm going to challenge him earlier. We're doing it at Elimination Chamber. And then you get the title off of Reigns. You can do Reigns and Rock. Cody gets to finish his story. Rock and Roman should at that point should be able to go on without incident, and everybody should be happy. I'm telling you, Rock and Roman, the last time they were in the ring together in Philadelphia, do you remember how
Oh,
that went?
that
It
was
didn't go good for them.
our
And now
first
they're going to
episode.
step into a stadium in Philadelphia in front of a bunch of angry Philadelphia wrestling fans in the hardest of the hardcore who travel all over the world to come to this show, who didn't want to see this match because they wanted to see Cody finish his story. Dude,
Yeah,
this has the
all of this,
potential of a Brock Lesnar Goldberg WrestleMania
all
20 type of reaction.
all of this was known ahead of time, which again leads to my point that this is a work. That's why. But the Goldberg's been trending lately as a joke on Twitter of who Cody's going to face. I've seen a lot of Goldberg jokes today. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean they knew that ahead of time. WrestleMania's in Philly. I just think it's all
So that's a very
Slow
good question,
Snail in the
Snail.
chat. What was the point of Cody winning if The Rock was just as strong on his way in? Again,
That's what I'm saying, because honestly, if the
makes no
Rock
sense. That's why I'm
the
saying
Rock
it's
was
just to
so
rile people
insistent
up.
on doing this match, the man should
Yeah.
have put on his gear, came out at number 30 in the Rumble and won the damn Rumble. And then there wouldn't have been a complaint because Cody didn't win the Rumble. Cody didn't stare down Roman Reigns and then have to give it
Yeah.
up because 5 or 6 days later, The Rock wanted his title match. It doesn't make any damn sense.
That's why I
See,
don't.
Daryl ain't wrong.
Yeah.
Philly's already angry because of them not going to the Super Bowl this year. They're going to be in a bad mood walking into that stadium
Well,
in April.
maybe Philly should have worried about not shitting their pants down the stretch.
I'm not saying that.
Well,
I ain't
it
saying
happened.
that.
What were they 1-6 going down the line or something like that? Or I don't know. Wasn't good.
You're talking fighting words right now, man.
I'm just talking
I ain't getting
facts.
involved in that. I'll
All
die on the
right.
wrestling hill. I ain't dying on that. I ain't dying on the NFL hill today, my friend.
Let's
That ain't happening.
let's get off this and hopefully get a better clarity tonight. NXT Judgment Day or
Nah, nah,
Vengeance
nah,
Day.
nah, 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 nah. We're running out of time. Let's at least make sure we cover Tony Khan's big announcement this Wednesday. And if
All
we have
right.
time to cover,
Dynamite
if we have
this
time to cover
Wednesday.
Vengeance Day, so be it. But let's
A
talk about
big
Tony Khan.
a big poster of stuff going on Wednesday. AEW Tag Team Championship is going to go on with Sting, Darby Allin against Big Bill and Ricky Starks, who's now some people think might jump to WWE this year, which is interesting. I saw that report today. And that's going to be for the tag titles. Hopefully Sting and Darby win and then go out as champs. I don't know. We'll see. Winner gets a shot at Samoa Joe between Swerve and Hangman. Got to be Swerve. I don't think.
Believe it's going to a time limit draw.
Oh, triple threat. Okay.
Yep, that's my call.
Timeless Tony against Red Velvet. I love that Tony's half of the screen is black and white, even on the graphic. They're committed to it. Red Velvet taking on Tony Storm, Deanna Prazo on commentary. What was kind of a cool development last week, CMLL taking over on Dynamite, beating up Moxley. And then we had a match with Bryan Danielson where he was getting beat up at the end of it too. So we're going to have a big 6-man there. Jericho taking on Takeshita and Tony Khan will have a big announcement. Big announcement. Are we finally going to announce
a long
Moné?
time. I don't know if they're going to straight up say her name. This might be they might be redoing the Punk arrival.
Oh,
because
are they going to Boston soon?
That's my prediction. We don't know where Dynamite is on March 13th right now. And that is the only Dynamite in the foreseeable future. We don't know where it is.
Really?
March 13th Dynamite currently doesn't have a location.
My prediction, Wednesday after Revolution?
No, the March 6th is the first Dynamite after Revolution. That's in Atlanta, Georgia. And then the following one, March 13th. I believe Tony Khan's going to come out and announce TD Garden in Boston, March 13th, and it's going to have some tagline that you're just going to know. You're going to know that Mercedes Moné.
You won't believe who shows up. Oh, wait, Scott D'Amore said that.
And I believe it's going to be very obvious. He might just flat out say the debut of Mercedes Moné, and I wouldn't hate that either. But I think by the time Dynamite is said and done, anybody who's still in denial about where Mercedes Moné is heading next will know that her home is AEW.
But if he says, we got a big show planned in Boston at the TD Garden, I mean, come on. Yeah, it's just like Punk all over again.
Yeah, it's exactly just like Punk all over again. That's what I believe. They are rolling out the red carpet for Mercedes Moné. I guess maybe they're rolling out the green carpet for Mercedes Moné because this is going to be a big deal.
Steven Chambers, Tony Khan's big announcements have gone over like a wet fart sometimes. So the Owen Hart tournament, may not be far off there with what that is. Okada also, yeah. Who knows right now?
If they could do this, I don't know when they want to bring Okada in. I do believe AEW is going to get Okada.
I think so too.
I don't think he's going WWE. If I'm Tony and I just want to just balls to the wall everything, I'm calling that Boston show Reigning Moné, and I'm making it the debut of Okada and Mercedes.
I'm
doling that show up. I think a lot of Tony Khan's announcements recently have fallen
Here's
flat.
What I
this
would
one
do.
I don't believe is going to fall flat. I think people are going to be really excited after this one's done.
I would do the Boston announcement tonight, and then opening the show
2 nights from now.
Or yeah,
they can't do it tonight.
Fuck it, I'll do it tonight on Raw. Buy some time. And the show opens up with Justin Roberts. Please welcome to AEW. It's Okada, where everybody thinks it's Moné, but then Moné comes out at the end of the show or something like that. So do some kind of swerve in the beginning. But yeah, I hope it's not a wet fart announcement like some of these are.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be. I think they know what's going on. This Dynamite card is a pay-per-view worthy card on Wednesday. They loaded this show up.
Yeah.
So everybody will be tuning in.
Especially because Sting should be winning a title on Wednesday as well. So
see, up until last week, I was pretty convinced he was winning these titles.
We think the Bucks are going to cost him?
And then that Young Bucks segment happened.
Nicholas
and I'm kind of worried that Matthew and Nicholas are going to cost Sting and Darby Allin the tag team titles.
You don't want to get fined.
Dynamite. And I don't want that. I'd much rather have them abusing their power in jumping over rankings and taking the title shot instead of costing them those titles.
That gimmick is so good with those two right now.
It's hilarious. It's so funny because it literally makes people mad. And it's so funny that people are getting mad because the Bucks are working them. The Bucks take all the complaints people have about them online, and then they warp it into their characters and they portray them on TV to just make the people online get even angrier. It's freaking hilarious.
Steven Chambers says Stark's going to WWE or staying in AEW. There's speculation on Bleacher Report that Cody may, good friends with Cody. Cody may entice him to step over. But then, of course, look at what happened on Friday, so you never know.
But we don't know when Ricky Stark's contract's up.
Middle of next. I think it's the middle of this year.
That is in no way been reported by any credible source. Sean Ross Sapp has been trying to get Ricky Stark's contract expiration date for months now, and has not been able to figure it out. This is something Starks keeps very close to the vest. We don't know when his deal is up. So is it possible he's going to jump to WWE when his deal's up? Sure. But there's also a chance that he might be still under a contract for another few years, and shouldn't even be worrying about it right now. One thing WWE should be worrying about right now is, for all intents and purposes, as far as we're aware, Cody Rhodes still has not signed his contract extension with WWE. And if I'm WWE right now, I would be very, very careful with how I treat Cody Rhodes throughout the duration of the rest of his contract until he puts pen to paper on that extension. Because if he chooses that if he believes that they're not treating him right, and he just wants to walk back over into all elite land and go to and show up at all in,
he may bring someone phenomenal with him too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it was AJ that I was thinking it was middle of the year. I think AJ's deal is June up.
Finn Balor's middle of the year.
Oh, Balor. AJ's is up this year too.
There's a lot of big contracts up this year in professional wrestling across the board.
Yeah. Well, we got about 8 minutes until Dick Wolf writes us off into Monday Night Raw. Let's talk about the PLE that happened last night. If you would have told me 6 months ago Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker would be a likable team that not only the fans like, but the management's liking, I would have been like, what are you smoking? But this team's working. They beat Trick Mello, of course. Well, Trick Mac kind of also set up for later on with Trick and Mello losing.
Bad night for Trick Williams, man.
I was very
disappointed.
I'm
disappointed in you, Mello. I don't want to hear you people freaking promo tomorrow night, because that's what you teased at the end of Vengeance Day. I don't want to hear another you people promo. You people promo so 2018. Come up with something original, man. You're him.
Yeah.
Show me that you're him tomorrow by coming up with an original reason why you turned on Trick Williams on NXT tomorrow. Don't blame the fans.
Yeah,
come up with something original.
You people it's the easy way out for a heel, but he's going to do it. I guarantee you. I wonder if, because obviously Braun is talking to the GMs. I wonder if Baron comes up with him in their tag to start.
I think Breaker signs with Raw tonight. I don't know what that means for Corbin, but I believe Breaker signs with Raw.
Well, they do have a tag team title match yet to come. So I thought Gacy and Dijak did a great job. How the hell Dijak did Feast Your Eyes while he had duct tape over his eyes? That was insane. I missed that part. I didn't see the Gacy.
I missed it too. I'll be honest, I wasn't paying much attention during that match. I'm not a big Joe Gacy guy. So I was happy.
Gacy's a good talent.
I was happy Dijak won. But yeah, Dijak's like Frantic World.
Is that his first PLE win?
Dijak's going to be a free agent this year too. So
yep, I saw that. Is that his first PLE win?
I don't know if Kenny Omega is interested in signing Donovan Dickhead. So we'll see what happens.
No,
there seems to be some heat there.
That was a good match, though. I thoroughly enjoyed that match. 6-man intergender tag with D'Angelo family against OTM. The right team won there.
That happened.
Yeah, right team won there.
The right team won. Yeah, no argument there.
Lyra Valkyria, Roxanne Perez turned into a triple threat when Lola Vice cashed in. Boy, way to waste your cash.
They made Lola Vice look like the dumbest person on the planet last night.
Made her look like
Why don't you wait till the match is over, wait till the winner's exhausted, then cash in your contract. So you don't have to worry about a third person. Why do you come out and add yourself into a match that is nowhere near its finish?
How close to the finish was Seth?
It was mind-bogglingly stupid. What they made her do. They made her look like such a freaking idiot. And I like Lola Vice. I think she's got a ton of potential in NXT and eventually on the main roster, but they did her no favors at Vengeance Day last night.
Heist of the century, it was not.
Most certainly not.
Oh, if you told me, or not tell me, if I tell you Obafemi has had barely over 10 televised matches, you would be insane to think so, because this dude is it. There's a reason why this guy won the
He's gonna be a big star. As long as he doesn't suffer like some career threatening injury or something. Like if this guy can stay healthy and he stays on the trajectory that he's on right now, he could be main event in WrestleMania in a few years.
Yeah, a guy that size. A guy that size, if he doesn't Ahmed Johnson comes to mind. Obviously, Monty Brown comes to mind. Guys that all of a sudden got derailed out in their prime. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But
I would
against
really, I would really hope not. I say he's already
yeah.
better in the ring than Ahmed Johnson was, and I
He's
believe
had 10 televised matches.
yeah,
Like this is like his 12th.
Yeah, and I believe he's already better in the ring than Ahmed. I believe he's better in the ring than Omos.
Yeah.
Because I hear a lot of people comparing him to Omos, and I'm like, I
Dummy.
don't see why. Because I think 10 matches in, he's already world's better than what Omos can do in the ring.
Almost 6'6".
He's 6'6", and Omos is like 7'2", 7'3", or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that comparison. But
maybe it's because they put the camera up on it.
I saw plenty of people making that comparison last night on social media, and I didn't really get that.
But the fact too that he wrestled a good match against a veteran in Dragon Lee looked great. God, those backbreakers at the end look so brutal. But Obafemi is definitely the man. There's a bunch of weird stuff going on with backstage. I don't understand, but anyways, main event: Trick Williams and Dragunov. Trick Williams completely over, man. I love to see it. Him and Ilya had a tremendous match as always. Not as expected, and then of course we got the NXT graphic. That we all, I mean, I think Sean Ross Sapp warned us that a post graphic was going to happen. And as soon as I saw Trick and Mello lose the tag title match, I knew it was going to happen, unfortunately.
Hey, GG. So they just happen to have a Cody Rhodes Royal Rumble shirt laying around backstage. Come on, man. Cody was always booked to win the Rumble. You don't know what you're talking about. Give it up.
Oh, yeah. Cody was always.
He was always scheduled to win. Punk was never scheduled to win the Rumble.
God, we didn't have to turn Trick and Mello, did we?
Well, it seemed like that was the end game for months. It seemed like that's where they were going. I was hoping they were going to swerve and have Dragunov be the guy who was pulling the strings to try to tear them apart all along. But unfortunately, they didn't go that way. I still think they should have had Trick win the title and Mello turn on him afterwards out of jealousy. Yeah. Because then at that point, they could have fought for the title at Stand and Deliver. Trick could have won. Mello could have moved on to the main roster. I don't care who Ela defends against now. The main story in NXT is about Trick Mello game. And it should have had the title with it. Who's even going to defend against a Stand and Deliver? There's nobody down there, in my opinion.
There's a PLE in between. I think there's a PLE. I think there's a PLE between now and Stand and Deliver. I think we're getting I wouldn't be surprised if it's a triple threat: Trick, Mello, and Ilya, and Trick wins at Stand and Deliver.
Well, if there's another PLE between now and Stand and Deliver, and you might be right on that. I did not know based on the way they spoke. The way
they were talking, there was like one every month for the next 4 or 5 months.
The way they were talking, I couldn't tell if they meant it was a weekly NXT special on USA, because they do a lot of those names for that too, and it makes everything confusing. It's like Mark just said, NXT Roadblock. I don't know if Roadblock is just a Tuesday night NXT on USA special, or if it's legitimately a PLE. If it is, I have Mello face Dragunov there, and I have Mello beat Dragunov, and then I have Trick beat Mello for the title at Stand and Deliver.
And who do you have? Like who's the next woman contender? I mean, you had Roxanne lose, and it's like, God, that's another one I'm kind of baffled on right now.
Well, eventually it's going to be Tana Paxley.
Yeah,
because that's clearly
that's probably going to be that'll probably be it.
And that's probably going to be the Stand and Deliver match at that point.
Yeah, that'll probably be it. That'll be
it.
All right, it's about time for Dick Wolf to write us off, and we
enjoy
Raw, and hopefully Raw corrects what SmackDown fucked up. I don't know, but for Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thanks for tuning into Lost the Midcard. Have a good week. We'll catch you next week.